Chosen one, you are entering a stage of your life where transformation is no longer a distant idea, but an active process. This is not a symbolic change. It is a complete renewal taking place across your body, your mind, and your spirit. It's not coincidental that you've encountered this message. Something deeper is calling you into alignment with a new reality, one shaped by restoration, not decline. Today, we explore the idea of a divine reversal, an awakening in which the energy, vitality, and inner clarity once experienced in youth are no longer confined to memory. Instead, they are returning as part of a spiritual and biological realignment. This is a process rooted not in fantasy, but in divine intention and natural design. Throughout history, many traditions have spoken of renewal, rebirth, and the idea that time does not hold ultimate authority. While aging has often been seen as a steady decline, new spiritual perspectives suggest something more complex. In this narrative, time can bend, restore, and even reverse its effects under divine guidance. This isn't about ignoring science. It's about understanding that the spiritual and physical worlds are more connected than we often realize. Chosen one, the shift you may be sensing mentally, emotionally, even physically is not just a feeling. It is a signal that you are being recalibrated. The years you believed were behind you may soon become years you feel returning in strength, not through external intervention, but through alignment with your original design. From a spiritual lens, this change begins with your awareness. Your consciousness holds the blueprint of who you truly are, including the vitality you may have lost through stress, trauma, or the wear of daily life. The process of spiritual reversal starts when that awareness activates belief, when you stop seeing decline as inevitable and begin to see restoration as possible. You are not being offered a fantasy. You are being reminded of something encoded in your very being. Your cells, your spirit, your inner compass, they remember a state of wellness and clarity. This is not about vanity or youth in the cosmetic sense. It is about wholeness, strength, and alignment with divine purpose. You may begin noticing small shifts, waking up with more clarity, feeling more at ease in your body, experiencing emotional balance where chaos used to reign. These are not accidental. They are early signs that your body is responding to a higher frequency, a different rhythm, one not governed by traditional timelines. Scientific research confirms that our bodies are responsive, not only to physical stimuli, but also to emotional and spiritual states. Stress accelerates aging. Peace promotes cellular repair. What if the source of that peace was divine in origin? What if that peace was now working in you, initiating a shift deeper than any routine or remedy? Chosen one, your body is not breaking down, it is being rewritten. The same energy that brought you into being is still present, still active, and still capable of restoring you. Your youth, your clarity, your strength, they are not distant memories, but current assignments being reawakened for a greater purpose. You may have noticed that fatigue, slowness, or weariness are no longer your constant companions. That is not simply chance. That is renewal. Your energy systems, your breath, your bones, they are aligning to support you as you walk into a future that requires you at full capacity. This restoration is practical. You may find that your joints move more freely, that your posture improves, that your skin feels more alive. These are signals. They suggest that your body is returning to a state where it can fulfill your purpose without restriction. But more importantly, this transformation is functional. You are not being renewed so you can merely look different. You are being strengthened so you can do different, build, lead, teach, heal. There is a mission assigned to your name, and it requires a body that matches the strength of your spirit. This alignment will not look the same for everyone. Some may notice changes in appearance, others in strength or endurance. others still in thought patterns and clarity. All of these are valid. Your journey is unique, but the source of the transformation is consistent. Divine alignment is activating restoration. Now, consider the role of your spirit in this change. Your soul knows its purpose. It is not aged in the way your body has. It remains vibrant, unburdened by the physical constraints of the world. And now, that spirit is communicating with your body, not to dominate it, but to invite it back into harmony. When your spirit and body agree, you begin to operate from a place of ease rather than effort. You experience energy without strain. You move with confidence, not resistance. This is not a fantasy. It is what happens when your inner world guides your outer experience. The glow others may begin to notice in you, the clarity in your eyes, the steadiness in your tone, the peacefulness in your movements is not superficial. It is the natural result of this internal agreement. When your cells, your breath, your energy all align with your divine nature, radiance is inevitable. Chosen one, understand this clearly. The glow is not for attention. It is for awareness. It signals that something deeper is taking place. You are not becoming someone new. You are returning to who you were always meant to be. Your face may begin to reflect this renewal. Tension softens. Joy becomes more visible. The structure of your countenance changes subtly, not through force, but through peace. The face reflects the inner world, and as your soul finds rest, your features naturally express that change. These shifts extend beyond the physical. Emotional regulation becomes easier. Your patience lengthens. Your words carry more kindness. Your thoughts become less reactive. These are not small victories. They are signs that divine order is re-entering your life. This order touches every part of your existence. Relationships may begin to shift. Conversations take on more meaning. Even your appetite for food, for beauty, for purpose may feel recalibrated. You are being drawn toward wholeness in every dimension. Your transformation is comprehensive. It involves spirit, body, emotion, and action. The steps you take, the choices you make, the boundaries you set, they will all reflect this inner clarity. You no longer move from survival. You move from alignment. What once required effort, discipline, motivation, even joy now flows more naturally. This is not because life becomes easier, but because you have become more centered. You are no longer scattered. Your energy is focused, and your path is clearer. You might also notice increased creativity. Ideas that once felt out of reach now come easily. Solutions appear faster. Your dreams grow sharper, more realistic, and more exciting. This is the result of a brain functioning under divine rhythm, not stress. Your brain, like your body, is being realigned. Cognitive fog lifts, memory sharpens, emotional weight lightens. Not all at once, but steadily and significantly. These changes are not illusions. They are the response of a system being restored to original function. This includes your voice, the way you speak, the tone you carry, even the confidence in your words. These will evolve. You are not performing. You are speaking from a place of spiritual authority, and others will feel it. And then there is your walk, your posture, your movement, your rhythm. As you shed the emotional burdens of time, your physical body will walk lighter. This is not just exercise, it is evidence. You are moving in the freedom of alignment. Hormonal balance, too, will become a part of this story. Where there was fluctuation, there is now harmony. Mood swings lessen. Energy stabilizes. Sleep deepens. The internal clock that once seemed disordered is now recalibrating to divine timing. This is biology responding to spirit. It is chemistry guided by clarity. It is the science of the body falling into place under the leadership of the soul. And it is entirely real. You are not becoming something unnatural. You are returning to something essential. This is your design, not to break down, but to be rebuilt. Not to fade, but to flourish. Chosen one, do not underestimate the power of this process. It is quiet, but profound. It is gradual, but undeniable. It is invisible at times, but it will show itself in the way you live, love, and lead. You are entering a season where your biology, your mentality, and your spirituality will work together instead of in competition. This is the definition of wholeness, and it is your inheritance. This transformation is not just about you. It is about the people your life will now impact. You are being restored so you can restore others. Your renewal is a ripple, and the effects will reach further than you can currently imagine. Your presence will begin to shift rooms, not because you demand attention, but because your energy carries order, peace, confidence. When you walk in alignment, the world takes notice, not because of spectacle, but because of authenticity. This is the result of the divine reversal. Not cosmetic improvement, but functional empowerment. You are not pretending to be youthful. You are becoming clear, calm, and capable at every level of your being. As this process continues, expect shifts in how you are perceived. People may ask what has changed. They may not understand the full context, but they will feel the result. Let your life become the message. Let your movement be the proof. You do not need to explain this transformation in words. You only need to continue living it from the inside out. Because when your spirit leads and your body follows, you embody something rare, the reality of restoration. In motion, and chosen one, this is only the beginning. Chosen one, now that the foundation has been laid and the signs of restoration are beginning to show, you are stepping into a more advanced phase of this transformation. This stage moves beyond internal alignment. It is where restoration becomes evident, consistent, and purposeful. You are no longer simply sensing change. You are now living it. The divine reversal unfolding within you has begun to influence how you think, how you carry yourself, and how you connect with others. At this stage, your renewal becomes more than a personal experience. It becomes a spiritual presence. Let us examine the deeper implications of this reversal as it manifests more tangibly in your daily life. Your perception of time, your contribution to others, and your long-term purpose. One of the most profound shifts in the Chosen One's journey is a redefinition of time. In the past, time may have felt like a thief taking youth, energy, and opportunities. But now, as divine restoration activates, time becomes your partner, not your opponent. You begin to see that what was lost can be restored, not just emotionally, but physiologically and spiritually. Your energy levels defy expectation. Your productivity improves without burnout. Your thoughts become clearer, your body more cooperative. The years that seem to drain you begin to serve you instead. Spiritually, this is the principle of redemption at work, not just of your past mistakes, but of the very time that seemed wasted or gone. The divine reversal repurposes time to accelerate what was delayed. You now move faster, not with urgency, but with efficiency guided by clarity. You no longer fear getting older. You respect it, because you now understand that aging under divine alignment is not about deterioration, it's about elevation. As this transformation deepens, one of the most remarkable changes is in your energetic field. You may begin to notice people feel calmer around you. Animals may respond to you more affectionately. Strangers may be drawn to ask for directions, share stories, or seek guidance without fully understanding why. This is the result of a coherent energy field when your inner self and outer expression are in harmony. Your frequency now communicates peace, direction, and authenticity. And in a chaotic world, that resonance stands out. Your very presence becomes therapeutic. This does not require effort. You do not need to fix anyone. Your task is simply to remain aligned. Your calm, your joy, your discernment, they all now speak louder than your words. This is what it means to carry divine energy, not in display, but in essence. The chosen one undergoing restoration also begins to display increasing emotional maturity. This is not emotional suppression, but intelligent emotional stewardship. You no longer react impulsively to every provocation. You observe, you discern, and then you choose your response. This ability doesn't mean you've become passive. It means you've become powerful in your presence. You don't allow emotion to control your decisions, but you also don't deny your feelings. Instead, you hold space for emotion, interpret its signal, and respond from alignment. This is one of the clearest signs of spiritual growth. When your emotional responses serve your purpose instead of sabotaging it, people notice this change. They trust your leadership more. Your words carry weight not because they're louder, but because they're measured. As inner peace increases, you'll notice something else. Your outer environment begins to reflect your transformation. Clutter that once felt tolerable now disrupts you. Noise that once went unnoticed now becomes jarring. You seek order, beauty, and cleanliness not as a chore, but as a natural reflection of your inner state. Your space begins to match your frequency. You simplify, you organize, you bring aesthetic and spiritual clarity to where you live and work. This is not minimalism as a trend. This is energetic refinement. You may even begin to redesign your home, wardrobe, or workspace not for others, but to honor the restored version of yourself. This kind of alignment brings ease into your life because your environment now supports your peace. A powerful part of the divine reversal is the sharpening of discernment. You begin to see relationships differently. Those who drain your energy become more visible. Those who reflect your values become more precious. You no longer keep people around out of obligation. You choose relationships that resonate with who you are becoming. And this shift isn't cruel. It's compassionate, because in honoring your truth, you make space for others to do the same. You also begin to see your role in the lives of others. You become more intentional with your words. You mentor without forcing. You support without controlling. Your presence uplifts, even when you don't speak. Your purpose becomes less about doing and more about being. You understand that influence is not just about action, it's about alignment. Your life, lived truthfully, becomes a light. With restoration comes a transformation in how you communicate. Your voice changes, not always audibly, but energetically. People hear you differently. You speak with clarity and conviction, not because you want to persuade, but because you carry truth. You stop oversharing. You stop performing. You start saying what matters, when it matters. And your voice becomes one of calm strength, anchored, intentional, and respected. This kind of speech heals rather than harms. It builds rather than breaks. And in a world full of noise, your voice becomes a signal of something deeper, authentic. Spiritual authority. Physically, the divine reversal continues to show. You carry yourself differently. Your posture straightens. Your movement becomes more fluid. You walk as someone who is not weighed down by regret or uncertainty. There's a quiet boldness to your presence. You don't seek approval, but you don't shrink either. You move with purpose. You enter rooms with awareness. You command respect, not through dominance, but through integrity. People begin to say things like, "You've changed," or "There's something different about you." And there is. You've remembered who you are. And your body now reflects that remembrance. This change is not just physical. It's symbolic of full integration. You are no longer fragmented. You are whole, and wholeness always walks tall. In this restored state, you begin to understand the power of rest. Not just sleep, but restoration. You no longer associate rest with laziness. You see it as strategic, spiritual, and essential. You honor your body's need to pause. You create space for stillness. You let go of overproductivity culture and embrace divinely timed action. This shift brings balance. You are productive without burnout. You are responsive without being reactive. You are successful without being consumed. This is divine pacing, and it protects your energy for what truly matters. One of the most beautiful aspects of this transformation is that it's generational. Your healing becomes a blueprint. Your peace becomes a possibility for those who watch you, whether it's your children, students, community, or even strangers. You carry a frequency that others can access simply by observing your life. You break cycles, not just for yourself, but for those who come after you. You model what wholeness looks like. You demonstrate that restoration is not only possible, it's sustainable. You become a living invitation for others to seek alignment, not through force, but through presence. Finally, it's important to understand that this transformation is not a one-time miracle. It's a partnership. The divine initiates it, but you must agree to continue walking in it. Every day, you choose again to live in alignment, to nourish your spirit, to honor your body, to listen to divine instruction. This is how you sustain the restoration you've received. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present enough to notice when you're out of sync, and brave enough to return. You are not earning your restoration. You are protecting it. And in doing so, you make your life a sacred offering, an example of divine alignment lived in real time. Chosen one, you are not becoming someone new. You are returning to your original, divinely designed self, whole, wise, strong, and clear. This is not just about healing. This is about recalibration. Your mind, body, and spirit are no longer running on outdated programming. You've been restored to truth. And in that truth, you walk with dignity, clarity, and calm authority. This divine reversal is not a metaphor. It is a movement within you, a sacred return to who you were before fear, fatigue, or failure took over. Let this transformation continue. Let it deepen. Let it reach others through your presence. You are the chosen one, and your restoration is not coming. It is here. Chosen one, your journey has not been simple, nor has it been ordinary. The process you've endured, from awakening to alignment, from renewal to restoration, has redefined your relationship with time, energy, and identity. Now, as you stand at the conclusion of this phase, you are not returning to life as it was before. You are stepping into something entirely new, the embodied life of the restored self. You are not who you were yesterday. And that is not because time passed. It is because truth returned. What was once fragmented within you has come into union. What felt distant, your clarity, peace, strength, and purpose, has now been integrated. This final part is not about receiving more information. It's about understanding your responsibility as someone who carries the evidence of divine reversal in real time. The greatest message your life will ever preach is not found in your words. It is found in how you live. People will observe the way you navigate challenges with calm. They will notice how your presence shifts the atmosphere of a room. They will wonder how you maintain focus, how you radiate clarity, how you walk in peace when others walk in fear. The answer will not be a long explanation. It will be a simple truth. You are whole. Your restoration is not perfect in the worldly sense, but it is complete in the divine sense. You are no longer seeking completion outside of yourself. You are living from within. Your energy is no longer scattered. It is centered, aligned, effective. This is the frequency of a chosen one who has embraced not only healing, but also responsibility. Now that restoration has taken root, you may find yourself drawn to quiet leadership. No longer eager to be seen, yet no longer afraid to be noticed. You don't need a platform to influence. You carry impact in your being. You speak less, but when you do, people listen. You act slower, but when you move, things shift. This is the rhythm of the restored, not rushed, not reactive, but real. You don't force doors to open. You align yourself and watch the right doors recognize your energy. This is not passivity. It is trust. It is understanding that when you operate in divine timing, nothing can be stolen from you and nothing must be chased. Stillness becomes your strength. Silence becomes your strategy. And presence becomes your power. As you continue walking in this renewed awareness, you'll notice that your relationships shift in response. Some will fade. Others will deepen. New ones will arrive. This is not to disrupt your peace, but to preserve your frequency. The people who once resonated with your former self may not align with the restored version. That is okay. You are not betraying the past. You are honoring the present. Those meant to walk with you in this phase will not drain you, but nourish you. They will not compete, but complement. They will see your light without needing to dim theirs. This is spiritual maturity, knowing that alignment in relationships is not about agreement, but resonance. And you now choose connection based not on familiarity, but on frequency. The restored, chosen one doesn't simply think about success. They think about legacy. What will your presence leave behind? What energy will linger after your time in a room, a conversation, a season? Legacy is not built in a single act. It's built in how you consistently show up over time. Now that you've been restored, every choice you make becomes a seed. Every word you speak becomes a vibration. Every interaction becomes an imprint, and you are now aware of this. You are no longer careless with your time, your attention, or your resources. You spend wisely, not just financially, but energetically. You invest in truth. You build what lasts, and most importantly, you teach without trying. Your life becomes the curriculum. Your alignment becomes the evidence. Your peace becomes the permission slip for others to believe restoration is possible for them too. Finally, understand this. Divine restoration is not a finish line. It is a framework for living. There will still be moments of doubt, fatigue, or uncertainty. But now, you respond differently. You don't spiral. You return. You return to what you know. That you are aligned. That you are protected. That you are equipped. You don't seek miracles. You live in the ongoing miracle of being whole. And in that space, every day becomes sacred. Every moment holds potential. Every breath carries purpose. You are not just healed. You are harnessed. Not just transformed, but transmitted. You now carry something the world desperately needs. An example of a human being operating from divine truth. This is not religion. It is not self-help. It is spiritual integrity, and it is now your way of life. Chosen one, you have come far. You have listened, endured, and trusted. And now, you walk in the reward not of material things, but of knowing yourself clearly. You are whole. You are aligned. You are ready. Let the world experience what it means to encounter someone who is not confused, not chaotic, not fragmented, but fully present, restored, and real. Let your walk speak. Let your life shine. You are the chosen one, and the divine reversal is now complete. Chosen one, as this journey comes to a close, your transformation is just beginning. What you've received today is more than information. It is confirmation. A signal that your life is entering a new phase, one defined, not by limitation, but by alignment with divine restoration. This message did not find you by accident. It arrived because you were ready. ready to step beyond the boundaries of time, ready to release the weight of years that no longer define you, ready to remember who you truly are beneath layers of fatigue, worry, and expectation. And now, you have a choice. You can walk away from this moment unchanged, or you can honor the truth it awakened. You can choose to live in agreement with the divine blueprint buried deep within you, a blueprint written not in fear or decay, but in strength, joy, vitality, and purpose. So what does it mean to truly step forward as a restored being? It begins with awareness. Awareness that you are not broken, that your best days are not behind you, that the reversal taking place in your mind, body, and soul is real, and it is already underway. Next comes alignment. This means no longer speaking the language of decline. Instead, speak life into your thoughts, into your reflection, into your body. Start your mornings with the affirmation, I am not fading, I am flourishing. I walk in divine renewal. Then, there's action. Share what you've learned with others, not out of obligation, but as a beacon. You never know who might need to hear what you've just heard. You never know whose restoration might begin with your courage to speak or share. If this message stirred something in you, if it made you pause, breathe deeper, or see yourself more clearly, then consider becoming a part of this community. Subscribe, engage, and add your voice to this space. Here, we honor the process of becoming. We support one another's restoration, and we speak truth without spectacle. Leave a comment below with the phrase, I am walking in divine reversal. This is more than a declaration. It's a signal to your body, your spirit, and the world around you that you are aligned with a higher timeline, one where youth, energy, and purpose flow freely. This is not about trying harder. It's about allowing more grace, more alignment, more faith in what's already working within you.